Hello folks, today is Friday, September 2nd, 2016. My name is Jake Baldino, as always, here to talk about all the video game stuff that happened this week. First things first, apologies for the rough setup. I'm actually in Los Angeles for Call of Duty XP, so we might as well get into that with our first story. Call of Duty Infinite Warfare's multiplayer has been revealed at this event, and it looks like, surprise, more Call of Duty. I did get my hands on with the game for a couple of hours, and while it's great, they added a ton of new features. At the end of the day, this core gameplay loop is still Call of Duty, whether you're gonna like it or not. What I do like is the new emphasis on stuff like your own combat rigs, so really own custom, almost class-based but custom-built play styles. Is that going to hold my interest for a really long time? I don't know. There's also Destiny-style weapon crafting and a bunch of new game modes and weird maps. And it's worth noting that it is getting a public beta, so you can see for yourself, October 14th starting first for PlayStation 4, and then apparently for Xbox One and PC down the line. However, though, that Modern Warfare Remastered, that thing is no joke. I had way more fun with that. And we're going to be talking more about these games in more videos in the coming week. But something that was quite a big surprise to me was Nvidia releasing a Fallout 4 mod. I guess officially sanctioned, seeing as it's a big company, and it's called Vault 1080. What's very interesting is that it is a graphics mod type of thing, improving graphical quality, atmospheric effects, and definitely the lighting, thanks to Nvidia's in-house team, and that's all well and great, but they also added an hour of content. There is an actual Vault 1080 in the game, those cheeky bastards, that you get to play through, and I think that's really, really cool. It's a little bit of a weird and unexpected move, but hey, I like it. It's out now, so let me know if you have played it. I haven't gotten my hands on it yet, but I can't wait. And you've probably seen this headline going around this week. The voice actress who played Ellie in The Last of Us wants to do and is willing to do a sequel. I love when you get articles about this stuff, like actors saying stuff like this on record, because no duh, of course you want to do it again. It's a good paycheck, dummy. Anybody would say yes. But the specific quote that GameSpot got from her, I think, is very interesting, and honestly, I feel the same way. Voice actress Ashley Johnson said, "I feel like if they want to pursue it again, if they were to have another story for Ellie or Joel or that whole world, I would totally jump on board. But you know, there's also part of me that thinks, man, the story could stand alone, and sometimes we should just leave it alone." Honestly, same. Like, yeah, A Last of Us 2, I'm not gonna lie, I'd be really excited, but also I feel like that story is totally good just as a one and done type thing. You guys can read the full interview. I linked that down below, as well as everything else I talk about this week. Some really cool information that definitely slipped under my radar at first, and it may have slipped under yours, but we got some Resident Evil 7 details from an apparent convention that Capcom attended, and they did a talk about how they developed the graphics for the new game, and apparently there's a lot of new little details here about the development behind the game, behind the scenes, that I found very interesting. First of all, they started work on the game in 2013, and PlayStation VR came into the picture in 2014, but VR is very taxing on graphics, so they needed to think outside the box to provide a scary and actual realistic looking experience, so they went with photogrammetry. Photogrammetry, for those of you that don't know, is a technology that scans real world items and basically places a three-dimensional photo of it within the game. Thankfully, the technology has improved so much, and it seems like Capcom invested a ton of money on it, that it really does make the game look damn great, and even in VR. They detail how they scan all different types of objects, including weapons, and even the actors themselves, and then add on weird, creepy stuff onto them. Apparently, according to Capcom, over 60% of the stuff in the game is developed and rendered through this photogrammetry technology. And I think that's awesome. This could be huge for the future of graphics. Like, if this does prove successful for this Resident Evil 7 and the engine, there are a couple of other small companies experimenting with this right now, especially in conjunction with PlayStation VR, but this could be awesome down the line. So there's a link below. It's a NeoGAF info dump with a translation and a bunch of screenshots and concept art and all different types of things of the game that we haven't seen before, including enemies, weapons, monsters, environments. So check it out and let me know what you think. I'm still honestly 50-50 on this new Resident Evil, but I do like to geek out about this graphic stuff. Also, breaking news. Holy fuck. Oh my god. The case of the century. Lindsay Lohan versus Rockstar Games and Grand Theft Auto 5. Case got thrown out. She sucks. That claim that apparently the hot girl that they used for a lot of the Grand Theft Auto 5 imagery, Lacey, whatever her name is, apparently bared a complete resemblance to Lindsay Lohan is not true. The judge deemed it ridiculous, and it was basically a waste of everybody's time. Called it. I don't think it's a perfect game by any means, but for some people it is really special. Firewatch is getting an Xbox One release, so that's pretty cool and worth applauding, I guess. September 21st is when it goes down and when you can play it. Now, I do want to talk about something a lot of you guys ask me on Twitter to talk about it, the whole YouTube censorship thing and the YouTube is over hashtag. Basically what it is, it's corporations being corporations. They're not going out of their way to censor us. I can still say fucking shit and hell and put it out on YouTube, and everyone's still going to be able to put their opinions out on YouTube, but advertisers are going to be selective with what they want to advertise on, and that's how it's always been. If there's been a show show on TV that was racy and an advertiser didn't want to hop on board with it, so be it. That's how the world works. And if you're asking like, oh no, is gameranx gonna collapse? So far, no, we haven't lost any monetization on any of our videos, which is pretty sweet. Don't get it twisted though, by any means, I'm not justifying any of this. I don't think it's a good thing. I do think it's shitty, and once again, as always, YouTube is remaining way too vague on things and letting people kind of just go crazy. And I gotta say, this is a very complex issue, but for the YouTubers affected, yes, it does really suck. But I think it's also very important to know that every single YouTuber that's making a giant video complaining about this and saying that YouTube is over, they're making bank on those videos because all of you guys are watching them. A lot of people have had a lot of things to say about this and throwing around a lot of crazy different things here and there. I do think Total Biscuit actually sums it up very well. He's someone I don't always usually agree with, but he was very well said on the matter here. This is stuff that is now coming in full force and coming to light, but I also think it's a response, honestly, to all the drama YouTube channels, which I'm not like on a bet, I'm not like superior to them at all, but I mean like, what even is that? Like, what are you watching? I think personally that maybe the advertisers that do actually pay attention took a look at the drama stuff on YouTube exploding more than any other content, but technically being kind of racy, and they said to YouTube, yo, what's this all about? Why are we on board with this? But that's just me, myself as a YouTuber, and most other YouTubers out there, and the ones that I talk to aren't going anywhere, so don't worry. And also, YouTube isn't evil, and like, I mean, they are evil, but they're not trying to actively censor us. But some people do get very extreme with the stuff, and they love to jump on the word censorship, so I do want to know if you feel that way, because let's talk. Also, check out this badass Rockstar that somebody posted on Twitter. This is in New York. I've actually heard about this guy. The tweet says it's the E train, but I'm pretty sure I've heard about him being on the F train. But whoever this man is, this anonymous hero, he really, truly is the hero that New York deserves. Also, every once in a while, since we do like to lust over some hardware, check out this new Acer laptop. This thing is a fucking joke. This is an Acer gaming laptop with a curved display built in. Yes, you heard that right. Not only that, this thing is rocking two 1080s simultaneously. There is no price point yet, but you are going to be able to custom build one starting in January, and I suspect it's gonna cost a freaking fortune. Look at I love the promo images. Look at this guy. He's like, yeah, you know, just hanging out, going to school, rocking my giant ass laptop with two 1080s in it. No big deal. Also, I don't know if you guys know, the Battlefield 1 beta has been a thing. I think it's pretty cool. I really like shooting horses. I'm sorry. It is really good. To me, it does feel very solid, and I was actually pleasantly surprised by it. But what also was really, really unfortunate was that Battlefield, and not only Battlefield, but also apparently World of Warcraft for the Legion launch, suffered massive DDoS attacks. And that's just like a total buzzkill, man. Hackers, I get some of you may have a point behind these types of hacks, but at the end of the day, this was a free thing that everybody kind of wanted to play, and you know, took that away from us. Please maybe don't do that next time, because the Battlefield servers were down for like 10 hours. Also, I don't know if you guys caught this, but there was an informative and in-depth trailer released for this new sort of independent game called Echo. This thing seems extremely interesting because you're stranded on this like almost mansion-like space station, but it's only you, and the environment is constantly observing you and creating constructs of yourself that you have to fight against. So you have to use stealth and certain tactics to your will, and you have to pick and choose which tactics you use to get by. But on the flip side, once the construct resets, the players in the environment that are you will also be using these same techniques to try and kill you. While it could be like a gimmick and this could be like a simple procedurally generated game, honestly, from this footage, it looks really fun and really unique. I'm kind of all about it. And also, there was a Nintendo Direct. There's some cool new Zelda amiibos, of which I pre-ordered all of them. But also, Nintendo announced Mario Maker for 3DS. That's a thing. Yeah, cool. That is probably one of the Wii U's better games, and now it's ported to 3DS, so I'm all about it because more people play on 3DS. The problem is that you cannot share your created Mario Maker levels with people online. The only thing that you can really do is share locally, which is kind of a buzzkill. But I'm just happy to see the game on 3DS because it's really fun, and if you're creative, you can have a blast with it. But if you're like me and you're not really that creative, it does give you enough player-created levels to really keep you busy and just get that Mario gameplay forever. So every single week, there's a link below. You click it, you enter, you sign up once, you're entered forever. And every single week, I close my eyes and go in and pick a random winner to win a free game of their choice. This week's winner is... Hey, congratulations, you won a free game. Check your email. I'll be following up with you to find out what game you want. And if you haven't gotten an email yet previously, I'm still catching up with backlog giveaways, but you'll get your shit soon. And now we gotta talk. There's a lot of things to talk about with this week. Resident Evil 7. Are you in or are you out? Are you down with these graphics? I could see this being used in a ton of different games. And also, you've seen the Call of Duty multiplayer reveal. How do you really genuinely feel about it? Is it still not enough to get you on board? Because that's kind of how I feel. How do you feel about the state of YouTube? Do you think the sky is falling? And do you think all of your favorite gaming YouTubers are going to leave. And also, let's talk about the stealth game Echo, because I really want to see what other people think. I haven't really checked comments or anything yet, but I'm pretty hyped for it. So let me know anything you want about video game stuff that happened this week. I'll be in the comments as well as on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Jake Baldino as well. Hit me up over there. You guys know the deal though. Thank you so much for watching. I'm here every Friday and I'm making videos every other day. And you know, liking this video helps us out a ton. We really appreciate it. And if this is your first time here, subscribing is a good idea because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching. I just had the brain fart there. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Pizza's on me.